Look at me. I did all that explanation, and the mic was off, and the desktop audio was off. So, yeah. If my voice sounds softer today, it's because I'm trying to use some of my vocal techniques I learned from when I used to take voice lessons. My throat is kind of hoarse. I've been spending the past couple of days recovering. I think it's because I took a 5 to 6 hour drive on Wednesday, and we had the air conditioning on, and there's also a lot of allergens in the air where I live right now. So I think the combination just totally wrecked my voice. So, yeah, so please be patient with me. I'll probably not be speaking as much throughout the game. Um, And to start, I wanted to talk about why I'm playing this game, even though there have been other Chilla's Art games since. Um, I watched Jacksepticeye play this game a few years back, and he got to the point where he had to make a matcha latte, and he thought it had coffee in it. Now, given the guy has a coffee company, so I guess it's kind of understandable. He has his own coffee company. He's probably more thinking about coffee than tea. Totally fine. And most people do think when they go to a coffee place, they order a latte, they think of the kind that has coffee in it. But the origin of the word latte is like lait, or, the Romance languages. It's the word for milk. It's for steamed milk. It has nothing to do with coffee. So after watching Jacksepticeye's playthrough, I was looking for somebody else to watch to see if they made the same mistake. So I was looking around at my recommendeds on YouTube, and I found Shoto's playthrough. I was like, okay, I'll watch this one, because at that point I hadn't really watched a lot of VTubers. I knew what they were. I liked them. I just hadn't gotten to the habit of watching many. And so I watched Shoto's playthrough, and he made the same mistake. And I was like, oh, come on. Somebody has to know that a matcha latte doesn't have coffee in it. So I looked around and I found Luca Kanashiro's playthrough of the closing shift. And he made the same mistake as well. I was like, does nobody know how to make a matcha latte? So, yeah, that was fun. Yeah. So, I decided I'd play this game for nostalgia's sake, because that's the game that got me into watching VTubers again. So, it may actually be very instrumental in why I'm here doing it as well. So let's get started. I think Chilla's art games are great because while the art may not be the best, the stories are done really well. I think they're quite clever. And I think it really goes to show that you don't really have to have the best graphics to have a great game. I'll probably not be doing voices because my throat is very sensitive. But I'll try to read out what I can. Alright. Oh no, I'll be late for work. I should be on my car by now. Okay. That's her little place. There's a little Chilla's art friendo. Do I need to... Ooh, can I go up? I couldn't remember if you could go up there or not. I don't think you can. And this was the closet. Right. And there's me. Alright. Little tiny kitchen. Little tiny bathroom. Shoes. Proper shoes. Okay. Oh wait. Okay. Wait. Okay. Alright. I don't know why I'm waiting. Let's go. Also, you guys, just to note, if you ever send me messages like here on Twitch or DMs or anything over Discord or anything, and your intention may be helpful by, wanting to offer critique or some advice, please don't. I am a small VTuber, but I'm actually a corporate VTuber. I am streaming for a company. And that company is the one who makes decisions about what I do and do not do. I've also been very observant of the VTuber community and everything before starting. I've been around here for a little while. So, okay, interesting. So, it's kind to want to be helpful. I appreciate that. But the problem is a lot of bots will say things much like you might want to say, and I'm trying to avoid dealing with bots as much as possible. They love art bots, or bots are like, oh yeah, we can manage you, and then they steal all your money. So we don't want to be in that situation. So, you know, if you want to help, if you can just at least be direct and say you want to help, that'd be nice. I'll take advice as needed, but I also just want to warn you. Just be here to hang out. I'm gonna do things my way, and I have nothing against you guys wanting to help, but I pretty much know what I'm planning on doing. So, just wanted to let y'all know. Okay. Hang on.
Is that it?
No. Sorry. I have a special ice pack for my ankle because I have a problem with my ankles and it's missing, and Human Mother was trying to help find it. Okay, what is going on? Oh, there we go. Alright, someone's phone. This is so dark. Ooh. They have Picari. And PPC. Okay, let's see. Someone's phone. Is this your phone? No. No. No need to go through here right now. Okay. Out here. Okay, I guess we're looking for the owner of this phone. It's been a while since I've watched this game be played, so I am not sure. Sir? Excuse me? Excuse me? What is he doing? Hey, are you looking for something? Well, I found this. Gimme me it. Okay. Nice. Are you gonna stand there for a while? Okay, I'm going to work. Yeah, go to work. Let's learn how to make matcha lattes, people. There's the garbage, there's the back door. Should we walk around, look at the drive-thru? There's the drive-thru. Wee. Wow. It's just like McDonald's. Or Burger King. Or Starbucks. We went through the wrong way. Okay, let's go to work. Chilla's coffee. Okay, in the bathroom. I actually think it's kind of nice to have the sink outside of the bathroom. Look at all this coffee. Ooh. all these yummies. Okay. Alright, let's go back. Put away my stuff and talk to Senpai. Okay. Cleaning equipment. My locker. Put away my stuff. Sorry I'm late. Funahashi-senpai, be careful. Next time I'm going to tell the manager. I'm very sorry. I'll be careful. Being careful is not enough. Tell me you won't be late. Do you understand? Yes, sir. I will not be late again. You also mess up some orders, don't you? If you have any trouble with the order, there are some tutorial videos for you, so look through it. Okay, I'll take a look. Oh, and one more thing. Make sure to leave your phone in the locker. You better not be texting anyone during work. Yeah, I already took care of that, dude. Yes, sir. There's another chinchilla. Okay, so these are the directions. Look. Look. Green tea latte. Vanilla syrup, steamed milk, and matcha powder. No coffee. Alright, so the cold ones are chocolate chip chilappuccino, iced coffee, milk, chocolate sauce. Oh, okay. Drip coffee, latte. See, a latte is coffee and steamed milk. A green tea latte is vanilla syrup, steamed milk, and matcha powder. White mocha. Okay. Let's see if I think the real horror of this game is not necessarily the stalker. I think it's learning how to make all the drinks. Okay. Is that it? Okay. Hot drink. So, get the order. Tell us some stuff. Gotta take out the cup. Okay. All that stuff. Da, 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 da. Got it, got it. Mm-hmm. Okay. This is a different kind of cup for the cold drinks. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. Okay. All right. Cool. Top. All done. Okay. All right. And then this back here is storage. All right. And that, I guess, is the fuse box. And this goes outside to where the garbage is. And this is, I guess, oh, it's locked. Okay. Ooh, human nephew is playing Rainbow Six Siege. Okay. Well, I guess I'm at work. Oh, look at this gentleman. Hello, sir. Takahashi said, "Did you like Chilla's coffee? I've never been to one of these fancy places before. I feel uneasy. There's something strange about this place. My daughter seems to be a fan of this place, and now I'm here. However, I'll leave the drinks to you. Oh, and I'd like to get 2 of them. Would you want a latte and a coffee? Oh, that'll be just fine. It's really uncomfortable here. However, how can you charge such a price for something like this? Okay, so I'm gonna make a coffee. Alright, so one is just a regular drip coffee. Okay. Hot cup lid. Okay, and I'll put that over here. Alright. So for a latte, I need milk. No, not that. Milk. And I need to put it in here, I think? Wait. Tab? Okay. Tab. There we go. Steamed milk. Woohoo! Steamed milk. Did I do that right? I guess so. And hot cup lid. Okay. Place order item. Place order item. Place. Okay. And also place order item. What is going on? Enter. Put it down. What? Can I put it down there? Put down the butter. Okay. Oh my gosh. What is going on? Okay. Place order item. Yes. Okay. Coffee and steamed milk. Is that correct? Hang on a second. Latte, coffee and steamed milk. Yeah. Enter. Yeah. Okay, put it down. Place order item. Yeah. Placing order item. Okay. What? Okay. Order. So I've got 2 drinks. Ready to serve coffee cup. Place. Place. I swear, I'm doing the same thing. I promise you, I am doing the same thing. What? Do I have to place it precisely? Do I hand it to him? What is going on? Hang on a second. Let's see. Chilla's art. What are you doing to me? My dear, dear love. Okay. Let's see. What can I do here? Okay. How to put down multiple cups in Chilla's art game. Enter. 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 Tab. Yeah. Why do I have 2 soy milks? When did I pick up soy milk? Okay. How to put down items. How to put down items. Oh, am I supposed to? Oh, it's supposed to have like a. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I put order stickers on the items. Okay. Ready to serve cup. Ugh. Just trash it. Okay. Let me get rid of that soy milk. I don't know why it's in there. Okay, and so now I get the next one. Next order sticker. And there we go. Is that good? Did I do everything? Oh no, I didn't put it on the item. Wait. Oh, there he goes. I guess I did it. Bye, dude. Have a good day. Welcome to Chilla's Art Cafe. Yeah. Okay. I guess we have hot chocolate and chocolate. Tea and others. Chillappuccino. Ooh. Ah, okay, that tells me if somebody's outside. Oh, I'm sorry. Pardon me, ma'am. Did you hear the news? I hear stalker cases are on the rise. It's scary. A woman like me, you see, I have to be careful. All the guys are always staring at me, so you be careful too. Well, you don't have to worry as much as I do, but you should watch out either way. Oh my gosh. I hate that kind of like weird, like underhanded compliment that actually is an insult. But hey, you know what, lady? You want coffee? I'll make you coffee. A dark mocha chip chillappuccino, please. Alright, let's get the order sticker first. Okay. Alright. Okay. Here, I'm just gonna place the cup for a second. Mocha chip chillappuccino. Or, wait, chocolate chip chillappuccino? Is that what she said? Wait, what's the order for? Chocolate chip chillappuccino. Alright, so ice, coffee, milk, chocolate sauce, and cocoa powder. Ice, coffee, milk. Alright, coffee. Coffee. No. Okay. Place cup. Blender. Ba 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 ba. Did I do it already? Okay. Milk. Okay. Cocoa powder. And then vanilla. I mean, this looks like an empty cup. No, I don't want a hot cup later on. No, I don't want all those. Okay, I'm just gonna throw them out. Cold cup lid. And then... Okay. Place in the trash. Okay. Trash. Okay. So I guess I did it. Okay. Oh no. Who are these guys? A matcha cake? Stop pushing me. A salted caramel mocha. Then I'll have a matcha chilappuccino. I always can't finish your drinks until it's share man. Sure, let's do that. On pumpkin cake. Oh my god. Hot cocoa. I don't have any money right now. Buy you one. What do you want to drink? Mm-hmm. Just say it. He's got money. No, it's not like that. No, really, anything is fine. Really, I want a white mocha. Okay, any food? No, just the drink? Oh, come on, let's order some food. But, okay, American waffles. Waffles. Thanks, both of you. Hey, where are you looking at? Did you hear that noise? Noise? What noise? I didn't hear it either. It's probably nothing. It must be your imagination. It happens from time to time. Ha ha ha. Sis, I've made up my mind. An apple pie. Will that be all? Yes, that's all. Thank you. Okay. Next time. Oh. Okay. So. Pastry bags. No. No. American apple pie. American waffle. Oh. Okay. And that was the American waffle. Alright, so I've got matcha chiffon cake and a pumpkin cake. Okay. Now, pumpkin cake. I could use some pumpkin cake. Sometimes I like to make pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. Yes, the true horror of this game is getting all these orders right. Matcha chiffon cake. It actually sounds really good. Whoever ordered that has good taste. Alright, so next is matcha chillappuccino. Alright, so let me double check that. Matcha chillappuccino. Ice, milk, matcha, and whipped cream. Okay. Didn't put the ice in there. See, this is the true horror of the game. Matcha powder. Wait, hang on. Milk and matcha powder and whipped cream. And whipped cream. Where's the whipped cream? Is that in here too? Is it in the other refrigerator? Oh, there we go. Whipped cream. So that is one matcha chillappuccino. Okay, next one is a white mocha and a salted alright, white mocha. Alright. White mocha is coffee, steamed milk, and white chocolate sauce. No, put it back. Stop it. Useless. Absolutely useless. Milk. Milk. There we go. Yay. Okay. So get my coffee out. Get my steamed milk. And get my white chocolate sauce. And get the hot cup lid. Woohoo. Okay, and then I need the sticker. White mocha. Yep. And then, okay. Soy milk, I have to put away. Stop it. Okay. Next one is a salted caramel mocha. Salted caramel mocha. Coffee, steamed milk. And then caramel hazel. Alright, coffee and steamed milk. Okay. Coffee. So, oop. Yep. Put it in there. So I need caramel. So, alright, it was caramel. Caramel, hazelnut, and chocolate. Alrighty. Here's your order. There is your sticker. There you go. Off you go, young lads. Into the yonder. Oh, hell, hey, Gaskbin, how you doing? Definitely needed to drink my tea. Oh man, that car moved fast. Okay. Is this there for a reason? Can I get rid of it? Oh, who's this gentleman? Here's my order. I'm okay. My throat's a little off today, so I'm kind of... My voice might be a little breathy today. But, yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, if I sound a little higher pitched, I'm trying to protect my throat. Alright. Oh, that was easy. Okay, what's the order? A latte. Easy. Easy peasy. Okay. Latte. Woohoo. Hot cup. Alright. Gonna make us a... There we go. Milk pitcher. The never-ending milk. I like how this game requires one entire carton of milk to make steamed milk. Oh, I should grab this. Okay. And no, steamed milk. Whee! And pick that up. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Do, 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 do. Maybe put the sticker on it. And take it over here to this. What? Hey. I'm a private investigator. You spot anything suspicious around the area? There have been numerous reports of people getting harassed. I was wondering if you've seen anything in the store. Call me if something ever happens. Try closing the store early if you don't want to get in trouble. Okay. Sure. Okay. That's not creepy. That's... Okay, I guess it's time to close. So I'll go get the broom. This is just like playing Supermarket Together. Except it's horror. Okay. Let's sweep, 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 sweep. Is that how it works? Okay. Oh no, I don't have to move anything. Okay, that's good to know. That's 2, 3. Okay. The funny thing is I could probably just sing the whole stream and not have as many problems. Because I can protect my voice for singing, but I'm not really great at it for protecting my voice for speaking. So maybe I can just sing. No. No. What? Can I go back? Oh, there we go. There we go. What? There's some milk on the floor. Okay. What's with all the milk on the floor? That wasn't there earlier. Why is there so much milk on the floor? Blackout? Or something other? Okay. Come on. Why am I... Okay. Here, let me see. Am I done with the broom? Did I finish that part before the blackout? I think I did. Okay, I'm gonna go put the broom away. And then I'll throw out all the milk. I don't... Okay. Put back broom. Thank you. Yes, trash the milk. Why wouldn't it let me trash the milk? Should I try trashing the other one? That's very weird. Okay. Okay. Nope, it won't let me trash it. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Okay. Alright, whatever. I have milk. Do I need to do something else? Is there another thing I need to do? Because the milk is all in here. Do I throw it out outside? Put trash? No. Alright, some weird stuff going on. Okay. Can I just not hold on to a milk? Okay, Game. Let's, figure some stuff out here. What is going on? Is there something else I need to pick up? Floor looks good. Not so bad. Double checking my work, as one does. Should I check the bathroom? Perhaps I should check there. Bathroom looks okay. Alright. I'm invisible. Even the milk is invisible. Oh my. Okay, do I put the milk in here? Oh, okay, I put the milk back. Okay, interesting, interesting. $11.15. Sure. Okay. All right. Is it time for work again? Is it time for work again? Should we go head off to work? Anything in here I should do? No. Anything here? In my bathroom good? Okay. Leave apartment. Zoom zoom. I guess it's time to go to work again. Time to go to work today. Oh no, that's not. I was trying to go down the other stairs. Oh, there we go. There we go. Alright, time to go find, where was, oh, it was this way, I think. Where's my car? Where's my car? Dude. Okay, there's my car. I think this This is my car. Should I wait? Should I look around? Have things been a little weird lately? Okay. Yeah, I'll just go to work. Going to work is cool. Gotta make the ducats. Gotta make that filthy lucre. Oh yes, this has all the like people who donated. Cool. Okay. Put away stuff and talk to Senpai. Okay. Oh hey. Hey, seriously? You're late again. Did you oversleep? I'm so sorry. No, not I'm so sorry. I want you not be late. This is the second time. I'm sorry. A little more enthusiasm would help, don't you think? Why don't you ask your mama to wake you up? 'Cause I live in an apartment by myself without my mama? Maybe? Here. Put away stuff. My locker. Alright. How are things back here? With the weirdness? No, everything looks normalish, but the door was open. That's a little weird. Okay, we've got a gentleman. Here's my order. Okay, what does the order sticker? Here's one's right. Okay, that's easy. Coffee. 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 Do. Coffee. And sticker. Here. Bring it over here with the sticker. Do. There you go, sir. Have a lovely day. What? Did you want to talk? Usually people walk away. Do you need anything else? Did you order more than that? Is there something else? Oh, another item. American scone, caramel toffee. American scone. Aha. There you go, sir. Have a lovely day. You're still hanging out here. There must be something else. Okay. Alright. American apple pie and American waffle. Okay. I believe those are in here. American apple pie. Note there. There you go, American apple pie. This guy. You know, I don't frequent coffee shops a lot because the area I live in doesn't really have a variety of coffee shops. Where I used to live, sometimes I'd go and I'd like hang out to do some writing or reading, to whatever was nearby. Because sometimes it's kind of nice to write in a coffee shop. Ah. Hey girl. Thank you very much. Haha. You look impressed. No need to Nihongo Jozu me. I've been living here for more than 15 years. Hey girl. Something's not right about this place. I didn't think that because I'm not around town. Something about this store. Maybe because that guy over there. Is there a guy out there? Huh. I guess it's just my imagination. Are you haunted by any chance? Oh, maybe I am. Haha. Either way, I'm running late, so I'm gonna have to go. So long. So yeah, I'm not a coffee drinker, I'm a tea drinker. So sometimes going to coffee shops, like, they'll have great coffee, but they won't have very good tea. Or they don't know how to prepare it properly. But, yeah, I mostly go for, like, the atmosphere to hang out sometimes. There's just not a place like that nearby. Okay, dude. You aren't going to say anything. Okay. Interesting. So, a vanilla, cappuccino, and milk. Okay, that's interesting. Oh. See, I don't know how to make coffee properly. I mean, if somebody tells me how to make it, I'll make it. I just can't guarantee it'll be good. Alright, so ice, milk, vanilla syrup, and vanilla powder. Mm. Yep. There we go. Doot. Blender. I think it'd be fun to be good at these kinds of things. Okay. I mean, it seems like, I don't know, like, is it vanilla powder or vanilla syrup? Vanilla powder and vanilla syrup. Okay. Vanilla powder. Vanilla syrup. But yeah, like, it seems like, I feel like coffee places are deceptive because, when, you know, they seem like they'd be a chill place to work, but I think they end up not being a chill place to work. I think people get really demanding when they want their caffeine, and, you know, they're not always nice about things. I don't know. I don't know. The closest thing I've ever done to working at a coffee shop was probably when I worked in catering at a college I went to. Alright, dude. That was a weird order. I don't know if anybody drinks that much milk. That's a lot of milk. I hope he's not lactose intolerant. Oh, look, it's the handsome chap. You're cute. Can I have your number? Why is he staring at me in the background? Would you like to order anything? Your heart. Oh my god. I would probably just die if somebody flirted with me that hard. I think I'll go with your recommendation. What's your name? Tell me your name. Our recommendation would be the limited time only double chocolate cappuccino. I see. What's your phone number? I'm that good looking, aren't I? I lose words myself. I'm quite popular around here. Now is your chance. Star! Yay! Yeah, oh, here. What's with the attitude? I'm at my job. You'll regret this. I'm going home. Well, fine. Dude. Dude. Are you okay? So, like, I'm sorry, but if I'm at work, if somebody's flirting with me, I'm gonna be like, no. Just let me do my job. Pick up trash and bus tables. Okay. Ah, the trash is already out here. Yeah, I don't care if somebody is like, you know, cute, or even if I'm at my work, just like let me work, dude. I'm just trying to do my job, dude. Yeah, you know, I probably lost the chance to date a cute boy. I get it. I get it. I just, when I'm at work, I like to work. I like to keep my home life and my work life separate. Okay, and now I need to bus tables. Close that door, because I'm creeped out. Do I need to get something? I think I need... No, I don't need to clean the toilet. Cleaning rag. There we go. That's what I need. Ugh. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna be real. Like, I either do not pick up very well when somebody is flirting with me, or if they're flirting with me very obviously, I just get kind of like frustrated. Like, I don't understand. Oh dear. Alright, so someone's taking photos of me. Great. Great. Is there something else over here? Oh, that's just the other side of the thing. Okay. It's just clipping. Alright. How would I flirt? Um... Oh gosh. I'm so terrible at flirting. I think the closest thing I've done to flirting is one time I told somebody that I thought they were really nice and that I trusted them. But I'm trying to bust this table. I don't know. Mostly, you know, I guess for me, I just try to be nice to people. Like, hey, like, God. Wow, I'm a disaster now that I think about it. I don't think anybody would know if I was flirting with them or not, because I probably talk with them almost the exact same way I talk to anybody else. Why can't I bust this table? Oh, I know why. There we go. There we go. Yeah. I get really shy. And, but I try to find out what people are interested in. I think maybe that's the thing. Like, if I'm find somebody, like, in a situation where it's like, oh, you like that book? What do you think of it? Like, I'll try to start a conversation with them. I won't usually do something super flirty. Yeah, I just get nervous. And befuddled. Okay, I just need to make sure nobody's in my bathroom, right? All the craziness is happening. Nobody's up. Good, nobody's in the ceiling. Perfect. Alright. I don't know. Bathrooms are quite the way to hide. Yeah. I think pickup lines are really funny. I don't think they'd work on me. I'd probably laugh at them and be like, oh my gosh, you're so ridiculous. You're just joking around with me. Or if somebody was interested, I'd be like, you... Oh my god! Yeah, lady, you came out of nowhere. Watch where you're going. Jesus, young ones these days. Um, yeah. Oh, that's okay. All right, that's real, baby. It's moving. Okay. Lady, I'm just gonna walk around you. Have a nice day, I guess. Yeah, yeah. You know, I think a pickup line would make me laugh. But oh gosh, it's hard to tell what would really get me about a person if they're trying to pick me up. I don't know. Like if they were just friendly and had a good smile and wanted to talk. You know, there's nothing. There are few things in life more attractive than somebody who. Okay, interesting. Than somebody who takes interest in you. You know? Um, and I guess, you know, I'm pretty confident at this point in my life. I wasn't always as confident when I was younger. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't expect people to flirt with me. I think that's kind of the thing. I don't expect it to happen. So when people do flirt with me, I goes over my head. Alright, put away my stuff. Talk to Senpai again. Today's your first closing shift. I have a question. Do you get strange customers around at night? Well, sometimes we do. Just brush it off if they come. Focus on your work. There's plenty to do. Actually, I'm afraid I might be being stalked. Haha. You want me to believe someone is interested in the likes of you? I guess I'll come flying to help you if anything ever happens. Haha. Wow, he's kind of a jerk. Sir, you know, just leave me. Maybe you can close the door after yourself. You know, that would be nice for safety's sake. Oh, look. Schoolgirls. Sorry, I'm going to the bathroom. Can you order a macchiato for me? That's a cute side of me. Yeah, I don't know. I get a little tongue-tied. Okay. I'll have a cinnamon roll, churros, and a cup of coffee, please, and add whipped cream to it. You're gonna eat that much? No wonder you got so fat. Oh my gosh, that's so mean. Huh? Paying separately? Together is fine, and I'll have a matcha chilappuccino. What? A chilappuccino? You can't be serious. Do you know how cold it is right now? I'll be fine. And, oh, what did Mari want again? Didn't she say she wanted a macchiato? You mean chilappuccino? She's gonna catch a cold. No, she won't. You know, I would be fine, but Mari won't be. You didn't hear what I said earlier, right? Hear what? A caramel macchiato. Hot, please. A hot caramel macchiato. Got it. Okay, alright. Get all the order stickers. Alright, let's see. Matcha chilappuccino. So, that is one of these cups. A cold cup. The chilappuccino, I know that is ice. I know that is a blender cup. There's my ice. I'm gonna put that in there. I know it's matcha powder. Alright, let me check. I know it's milk. Matcha milk and whipped cream. No. I don't want soy milk. I want regular milk. And whipped cream. Sound effects. Okay. I don't know why I feel like I have to close the doors. I feel like I need to be responsible. Okay. So that was the matcha Chilla. Okay, next. No, I'm not looking at the photo. Strawberry cream roll. Okay. No. No. Ah. Okay. Yeah, I guess part of it for me too is that, you know, I was picked on a lot growing up, and so I have a hard time telling when somebody's actually taking me seriously. Like if they're actually interested in me or if they're trying to just, you know, make fun of me. So, and I know that's probably not the case so much now, but I still get kind of like, I question. I question. Alright, coffee and whipped cream. Okay. Whipped cream. Alright. Get the top for it. Nope, I don't want to look at the creepy photo. Alright, what's next? Not the photo. Not the photo. Caramel macchiato. Okay. Macchiato. Haven't made one of those yet. Coffee, steamed milk, caramel syrup, caramel sauce. Okay. Coffee. This is kind of like playing that other game we played, except it's a horror version of it. Okay, steamed milk, caramel syrup, and caramel sauce. That's a lot of caramel. Okay. Alright. There you go. There's the order sticker. Then, nope, no more photo. No! Stop it. Put the soy milk in the trash. Okay. What do I do with that photo? Can I put that in the trash too? There. Now I don't have to look at the creepy photo. Dude. Are you gonna... Hey. Isn't the guy on the bus with us today creepy looking? Yeah, good thing we got off at a different place. Who knows, we might have done something to harm us. Oh my god, yep, but you know what? Didn't you seem like a dangerous person, too? You know, the guy outside? Ah, I could hear him breathing from miles away. The way he looked gives me the shivers. Is he still here? What? What if he abducts me? Scary. Don't worry, no one wants to kidnap you. What? What's that supposed to mean? But seriously, though, we should tell the police or something. Well, technically, he didn't do anything. And besides, I want to get involved in anything creepy. You're right. Maybe he's just another weirdo. Okay, this guy wants a latte. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I'm sorry, dude. Oh no. Well, that's kind of him. Yeah, it's funny. Like, I think there's people who either like the games that really challenge their like ability to use a controller and do strategy. Then there's games like this where it's more of a story. But be a good Samaritan, that's what my father always told me. Akira is a pretty cool dude. It's cold today, so drink something warm, yeah? For someone like me? Don't mention it. Oh, thank the Lord. Oh, by the way, have you seen any ghosts lately? No? I see. You'll be fine then. Well, that was kind. What was that about? I don't know. It must be the stress of poverty. Poor guy. Haha, get it? I'm sorry. I'll have a vanilla latte. Okay. Alright, so let's do the regular latte first. So that is hot cup. Milk. Oh, hang on a second. Milk pitcher. Okay. Alright. Put on the hot cup lid. Yeah, gosh, I try to think of the kind of games that I tend to play the most. Uh-oh. Did I forget to put... Here. Oh, I guess I forgot to put the steamed milk in. Oh, I just have to trash it. Okay, we'll do it again. There we go. There we go. And then the vanilla latte. Let me just check that one out real quick. Coffee, steamed milk, and vanilla syrup. Okay. Pretty much the same thing with some vanilla syrup. So that dude there, this guy there, this fella down here goes in there. And then this goes here. That there. Whoop. And then vanilla syrup. Okay. Sticker. There you go, sir. Very kind young man. Yeah, I feel like this game is like two games in once because there's the whole aspect of yeah, blah blah blah. That's not what I was doing. You're learning, you're playing the story, but you also have these things you have to do that are very simulator based. I'll have to do The Sims sometime. I think what I might do is I might make a sim house for characters from my book. I think that would be really fun. I could probably even ask some other authors if they'd like me to do sims of their characters. I think that would be a lot of fun. All right. is that sound? What is that sound? That was weird. Oh, the TV. Oh. Okay, that's not creepy. Dude. Hello? I really kind of don't want to go outside, but I feel like that's what I have to do. Okay. Oh, look, it's snowing. That's pretty. Snow. Okay. Can I close it? Yeah, I feel like there's got to be something. Yeah, how weird. Oh, hey, Judah, how you doing? Have you finished Alien Isolation yet? Oh, hang on, let me see. Can I do a... What do you call it? I don't usually do... Here. Chillin' Killin'. Yeah, let me figure out shoutouts. Just a sec. Shout out. I don't know. Yeah. You know, that game always looks so hard. Nightmare Mode 2. Oh, yeah, that's something. That's a game where I'm not sure I can bring myself to play it because it's like, I don't know. I think I like me a horror game, but yeah. Okay, can I turn it off? No, nothing going there. Anything over here I need to do? Do I need to do anything with the pastries? Nope, nothing's clicking. Yeah, I know. It's so much fun, but I think the game's too smart. I don't know if I'd outwit it very well. Because I think what I've learned about the game is that with Alien Isolation, like the game's AI, it kind of learns what your normal interactions are, and so you can't do the same actions all the time because if you do the same thing, the alien figures it out. Do I just get in my car and leave, maybe? Can I just go? No. Goodness, what is going on? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I love the movies though. I think the movies are really cool. Um, and yeah, the lockers are a lie. They're a horrible, horrible lie. Lying liars that lie. But yeah, like you can only use the lockers so many times before it's like, I feel like I'm supposed to be able to set. Ugh, that's a shame. Okay, how do I close it? How to close in game the store? Because I know that's what I'm on the closing shift now. Um, how to close? How to close? CLLSE door. How to close the door? I don't know. How to close the door? Da 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 dum. Oh, I think I know what it is. Okay, I'm supposed to check something in the drive-through. There's gonna be something. Oh, there we go. The day we first met. Yes, at Chilla's. She smiled at me like a flower. A flower. Just thinking about her makes my heart pound. I've never felt this way before. I wonder if she's putting a smile on everyone's face like she does mine. Creepy. Okay. All right, we're on an ad break. I'm just going to the bathroom real quick. That is creepy. Too many freaking photos. I am not pleased. And look at all that milk. All that wasted milk. My goodness. Alrighty. Yeah, so, yeah. This is getting creepier. I feel like I need to keep checking this. Okay. Oh. I know her best. Maybe after your mother and father, I'll really be number one in time. She talked to me. She picked up my phone and went out of her way to give it to me. I knew she felt the same way I did. We are in love. Today is our anniversary. Oh God, that would not be attractive to me. That now we were talking about flirting earlier, and yeah. Interesting. Look at all that pretty snow. So suited to me. Oh, look. There's crunchy snow on the stairs now. Crunchy, crunchy snow. Okay. Snow, snow. All right. So, I guess it's time to go to work after reading that creepy note where the person obviously knows where I live. Great. Yeah, I'm gonna go to work. Because, yeah. Car won't start. I have to take the bus. Oh, dear. Where do I go to take the bus? And how much money am I making as a barista to be able to afford my own apartment and a car? I am very curious about that. Maybe the way the pay scale is different in Japan, but yeah, I don't know. I guess that's why the apartment's pretty simple. Possibly. Do I go out this way? Wait, that just brought me in a circle. How do I get out of here? How do I get to the bus stop? Okay, where's the bus? Where is the bus stop? There's got to be a way to the bus stop. Alright, that is back to the apartment. I feel like it should be somewhere this way. Oh, here we go. I think. I mean, yeah, it could be getting support from family. But, I also know in a lot of Asian countries, families, like the younger people in families, are expected to, you know, give money to support their parents too. So, I don't know. I'm on the bus. And there's a dude getting on the bus as well. Okay. Bus dude is sitting over there. Alright, I guess we're going to work. Please don't look at me like that, sir. I'm just trying to get to work like a regular person. Yeah. Yay. Alright, where is my work? Is it this way? Yes, it is. Okay. Alright. I guess. Sure. Alright. Okay. Put away stuff. Talk to senpai. Yeah, that's my locker. Where's senpai? Donde está el senpai? Mercy buckets. Where is he? Senpai? Senpai? Where are you, senpai? Senpai! Oh, jeez. God. You scared the shit out of me. Leave me alone when I'm in the restroom. God damn it. I mean, well, you were in the... Just trying to check in. Get to work. Fine. I have my cough drop. And I will get to work. Weird boss guy. Why do you have everything left open, sir? Close some doors. There's security reasons. Alright. Why are you staring at me? Drive through window. Oh. Yes. Oh, here we go. And it's a caramel macchiato. Okay. Caramel macchiato is coffee, sea milk, caramel syrup, caramel sauce. Okay. Coffee. Steamer. Milk. Caramel syrup. Caramel sauce. A nifty top. And the order sticker. There you go. Good day, sir. Oh. Another caramel macchiato. Okay. American scone. Alright, caramel macchiato. Caramel macchiato. We'll make this. We'll do it. Get her done. Do, do. There we go. And then it was 2 American scones. Okay. American scone. Oh, okay. American scone. No, no. Bacon quiche. There we go. Pastry in the bag. There we go. Zoom, zoom. There you go, sir. Have a good day. Yay! Pleasant day. Okay. Stop staring at me, sir. Order something or leave. You see, whenever I do go to a, place like this, I do try to make sure that I actually do order something. I feel weird if I don't. I'd like a green tea latte. Okay, creepy guy. And one of those waffles, too. 1 green tea latte and a waffle. Yes, the green tea latte and waffle here are delicious. I always go for those, too. Glad you like them. No, thank you for serving them. My son likes them, too. This is a nice lady. Are you alone? I'll give you this if you like. This rosary bracelet is said to ward off evil. You should keep it. I bought it from an infomercial on TV. They say some amazing things about it. Can you believe it? For only 9,900 yen. That's almost $100, I think. Oh, it's fine. I own a lot of them anyway. In this day and age, it's so convenient to buy things through the cell phone. There are only a few presses of buttons away. Sure thing. Okay. So she wants an American waffle. Grab that. That one's easy. Maybe it's the other shelf. Oh, I'm forgetting where it is. No, put it back. No, 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 no. American waffle. And then a green tea latte. So I'm thinking that is probably... Green tea latte is vanilla syrup, steamed milk, and matcha powder. And is that everything? Wait. Steamed milk. Oh, matcha. Yeah, I didn't put the matcha in. Okay. I was like, I'm forgetting something. I know I'm forgetting something. You kind of need the matcha in a matcha latte. Okay. There you go, nice lady. Thank you for the rosary bracelet thing. I'm gonna throw out the red beans and butter bread. Okay, I still have the rosary bracelet. Okay. Thank you, lady. That was really kind of you. You're very nice. Nothing back here. Okay. Are there any odors? Should I look closely there? Alright, everything looks normal. Oh, there you are. Sister, aren't you a cute one? Are you by any chance a model or something? No, nothing in particular. What a waste. I'm sorry, but you should definitely make use of the style you got. I mean, do you want me to introduce you to my office? Give me your number. Sorry, I'm not sure about that kind of thing. I see. I don't care if you regret it. I'll have a salted caramel mocha, please. Alright, that actually sounds nice. Salted coffee, steamed milk, caramel syrup, hazelnut. Okay. Coffee, steamed milk, milk pitcher. Milk. Oh, should put this here, and then put that there, and then not the rosary bracelet. No, no. There we go. And it was caramel, hazelnut, and chocolate. Caramel, hazelnut. Wait, was it chocolate syrup or chocolate sauce? Chocolate sauce. There we go. I got it, I got it, I got it. I know what I'm doing. Kinda. There you go. Have a nice day. Enjoy your idle adventures. I hope you do well. Thank you. I'm just Glad the guy's not staring at me anymore because that was creepy. Nothing in the drive-thru, I guess. Oh, there's somebody coming in from outside. Okay. Mama Taro, hey, it's so hot today. I'll have a caramel chillappuccino. Excuse me, sir, could you please put on some clothes and not make a scene? Come on, I won't be here for long. Wouldn't it be a disaster if a customer catches cold? What? Are you worried about me? Thanks, but it's hot today. It's cold? It's 1 degree Celsius right now. What? It's in a single digit? I'm surprised you didn't notice. I see. I didn't realize how different people's senses are. I might just go home? I don't know if that is in Japanese. Should I do that one? Or should I just be... No, I'll just be take care. Have a nice life, sir. Yeah, don't catch a cold or something. Dude. Okay. Okay. That was interesting. Interesting. Okay, the door's open. Everything's white because of snow. Oh my gosh, snow is coming soon here. I imagine we're gonna have snow probably before the end of October where I live, so... It's coming soon. Snow is coming. Winter is really coming. I guess I'll clean the toilet. Okay. Let's clean the toilet. Okay. Toilet paper ran out. Is there a place with toilet paper? Where is toilet paper? Oh, is that it? There we go. All right. That wasn't hard to find. All right. What else do I need to do? No. What? 144, 43. What the... What's going on? What? What? Dude. What's with your eyes, dude? That's creepy. Yes, maybe stay away. Do you want a matcha latte? Wait, who was that? Oh, there's 2 people there. Wait, that's 2 people. No, there's another one. What are you doing? Oh, okay. They're all lattes, okay. Alright, I guess I'm making lattes for the weird people. Are they aliens? I don't know. Are they aliens? No, not the soy milk. No, put the soy milk away. The regular milk. No. What? Okay. Let's make all these lattes, I guess. I don't know what that meant. But, okay. I'll make the lattes. Okay. Alright, I guess I'm just making lattes. Do I have any other ones I have to make? No, no, no. Okay. Milk pitcher. Milk. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I guess aliens do like coffee as well. Or strange, like the Blue Man Group, maybe. Except they're not they're not blue. Does anybody remember the Blue Man Group? Yeah. I mean, if they're thirsty and they like caffeine, sure. Let's just go with that. Or maybe there's some kind of yokai. Oh. No. Hey, where did my, mystical... Wait. Where's... Where's... my sticker? I'm out of stickers? Do I need... Did I run out of time? It won't let me get out. Do I have to keep making matcha lattes? Or regular lattes? Or... can I go? Okay. Where's my phone? No. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wait. Am I stuck back here? Wait. Can I... What? There's a door. Okay. And... there's a door. Why am I stuck? Help! Okay, is there something I'm missing on the floor? Oh no! What? It was a nightmare, I guess. Okay. Did I fall asleep at work? What? December 17th. Okay. Alright, let's see. Someone's watching me through the window. That's not very comforting. Okay. Yeah, I guess, you know... Oh, look at that little air conditioner. Anyway. Yeah. That was interesting. Did I just hear a sound? Normal. Normal. Everything's normal looking. I guess I'm gonna go. Oh, there's more snow. Hello, snow. Oh my. Yeah, I guess it's just gonna get snowier and snowier. I heard something. Is that just me walking? Am I being followed? Oh. What's going on here? What are you doing, little girl? Okay. Interesting. Kids be like that sometimes. I guess so. Maybe she's just trying to stay warm. Now, did my car get fixed? Do I have to take the bus again? Okay, it's fixed. One good thing at least. Okay. Oh, I forgot I had grapes. Wait. Where's my car? If I'm at work, would my car be here? Okay. I'm gonna close that door. I don't know, man. I don't know. There are some strange people in this game. I don't know. Oh, hey, dude. So my suspicions were true. I'm glad you contacted me. Calling the police won't help. All they do is brush things off to lessen their workload, which is why you have people like me. I'll take a look around and see if I can find anything. Okay, sir. Can I make you a coffee? Alright, this lady wants some coffee, I guess. She's kind of snazzy. And look, there's another lady. They're both kind of snazzy. Sumika, your salted caramel mocha here is so delicious. I think you'll love it, senpai. Okay, I guess I'll try that then. One salted caramel mocha. I'll have a dark mocha chip chillappuccino. Sumi, you're not getting salted caramel mocha? Yeah, I want to try something different today. I already had one today. I see, but a chillappuccino on a day like this? You are so young. Because it's delicious. How would you like to pay your bill? Oh, is today the day of the photo shoot or something? Is the store going to be featured in a newspaper? No, I don't think so. Why? What? But I saw someone outside taking pictures. Huh? Was he taking pictures of this store? Yeah, the store, and you most likely. You guys, seriously, this is creepy. Damn it. Should have done my makeup. What are you talking about? I'm sorry, we'll pay together. The drinks are on me. What, are you sure? Thank you so much, senpai. I'm in a good mood lately. My son used to be a shut-in and is in a better mood now that he's going to school. Good for her, son. Your son's in middle school, right? Yeah, I just hope he wasn't bullied at school. I didn't have any good memory when I was his age. Okay. So the salted caramel mocha, if I recall correctly, steamed milk. So I'll get the steamed milk. And I believe that was the hazelnut syrup, the caramel syrup, and the chocolate sauce. Did I do it without referencing? Did I get it right? I got it right. All right, so the chocolate chip chillappuccino. I don't remember that one. I do know we require a blender cup, some ice in the blender cup. I know we need some coffee. What else do we need? There's some chocolate chip. Wait, that was the chocolate chip chillappuccino, right? Yes. So milk, blended ice, coffee, milk, chocolate sauce, and cocoa powder. Yeah, I'd imagine they'd be on par with, you know, the usual chains. No, I don't want a hot. No, I want the little cold cup lid. There we go. Oh, did I do it wrong? Hang on. Let me throw that out then. I got it wrong. Okay. Blended ice, coffee, milk, chocolate sauce, and cocoa powder. I thought I got it right. I must have missed something. Okay. sauce. Cocoa powder. Oh, hey LT, how's it going? I'm trying to make as much coffee as I can manage. Order sticker. There we go. Sorry, ma'am. I didn't mean to take so long. Have a lovely day. La la la. Look at that little chinchilla. That's so cute. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that, LT. What is that on the window? Anyone in the drive-thru? Nope. Anyone coming in? Oh, it's the lady with the baby's gone. The baby's gone. I don't know I'm the only one working. Alright, salted caramel mocha. Salted caramel mocha. That is. I think we made it, but coffee, sea milk, caramel, hazelnut, chocolate sauce. Okay. Coffee dispenser. Milk pitcher. Regular milk. Does nobody ever ask for the soy milk? Okay. Oh. Alright, so that was hazelnut, caramel, and chocolate sauce. Okay. Here you go. I don't know what happened to your baby, but I'm sorry. I'm gonna put that extra cup lid in the trash. Feels so wasteful to keep doing that. Okay. Those cars leave so comically fast. It's bizarre. Is there anybody in the drive-thru? No? Oh. Here's a customer. That's strange. Ma'am? Oh. I'm sorry. Give me the usual. Okay, so the usual is a salted caramel mocha, caramel macchiato, sweet red beans, and butter bread. Salted, well, I know how to make the salted caramel one. And that is my phone. I'm gonna ignore it right now. Okay, I'm starting to think I should maybe just turn off my phone when I'm streaming. It's probably human mother, and I will probably be able to call her back when I'm done. And then the next one is caramel macchiato. So let me just double check on that. I think that's without the hazelnut. Caramel syrup and caramel sauce. Alright. Steamed milk. Steamed milk. Yeah. Human mother doesn't keep track of time very well, so she doesn't always know when I'm streaming or not, even if I tell her. But that's okay. She gets a little forgetful sometimes. She's allowed to. She's a sweet little old lady. Alright, sweet red beans and butter bread. That would be over here. Oh, it's the other side. There we go. Hey. Are you repairing the store's antenna at this hour? Antenna? No, ma'am. Why? I saw someone on the roof. What? There shouldn't be anyone on the roof. It could be the investigator. Maybe I should check it out. It could have been my imagination. Anyway, the drink, please. Yeah, you got the drink. I don't think I can leave yet. Use the ladder and check out the roof. Is there a ladder? Ah, there. Magical ladder suddenly appears. Wait. Okay, hang on. Can I go out this way? Where do I put the ladder? What's that? Place ladder. Yes. Okay. Why is this open? What's going on? Can I go up there? I guess not. Here, wait, hang on. Things look normal, I guess. What's going on in there? Okay. You know, there's that amount of milk concerns me. All right, close the store fast. All right, so yes. Wait. Okay. Alright, wait, how do I... Huh. Alright. Product scanner. Is everything empty? No. Okay. Count products. I never had to do this at any other time in the game. Kind of weird. Okay. Money. Okay. What else do I need to do? Oh, I'm crouching. Do I need to clean things up? Is it messy in here? I don't see any dirt on the floor. Can I do something with the open close sign? No. Do I put the old pastries in the trash? Yeah, I guess I do. Trash item. Trash item. Trash item. Trash item. So many items to trash. No. Not the product scanner. We're not trashing that. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then I guess money? Okay. Flip sign to closed. Ah! Dude. Get out of here. We're closed. Creepy person. Okay. Can I have my phone? Where's my stuff? Is he still out there? Creepy guy. Leave me alone. Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's... Where's my stuff? Blah, blah. Screwdriver. Okay. I'm gonna close that door. Oh no! He got me! No! Oh no, he got me! Oh no. Okay, so I don't go outside. What do I do? Retry. Okay. Flip the sign to closed. Alright. Let me out. Creepy guy. Okay. Alright, so my stuff is gone. Yeah, my stuff is gone. Where's my stuff? Should I use the ladder to... Wait, what happened to the ladder? Is there a place I can go with the ladder? Oh, place ladder. Okay. That. Yeah, climb. Yes. Yeah, seriously. Okay. What is going on out here? Oh no! Oh no, it's the investigator! He's dead! What do I do? Drop brick. Oh, I need to get a brick. Pick up a brick. Okay. We're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. Yeah, poor investigator guy. Ugh. We got him. We ain't letting that guy get away with anything. Nope. Yeah. Yeah, R.I.P. John Max Keyes James the 49th, Jr. I killed a man. As I picked up the brick, that man looked right at me. If I didn't drop it, I thought he would somehow get inside and kill me. A man looked terrifying. I don't even know him. Why did he... I had no choice. I didn't mean to kill him. I was scared. I ran to the police. I told the police everything that had happened. Then the police took me back to the scene, and that man was no longer there. There was no one there. The police took me back home and told me to leave the rest to us, and went back to investigate the scene. It's all over. I'm tired after all that happened. Now I want to rest peacefully at home. Okay. Alright. Watching some TV, I guess. Okay. The cable is acting weird again. I should call the owner. Yeah. Where's my phone? Go outside? No. Okay, check up there. Okay. Leave apartment. I don't think this is the best idea. Luckily, this is not reality. It's just a game. I can go outside and munch grapes while looking for a phone. And it's not reality. Where is it? Where's the phone? Come on, phone. Where are you? Okay. Okay. That phone. I mean, I'm pretty sure the creepy guy stole my phone. So the fact that it's out there means that the creepy guy's still somewhere around. I mean, let's be real about this here. This is not the smartest thing to do. I guess the cops did nothing. Yeah. Wait, this is my floor, right? Or am I up one more? Oh, I'm up one more. Okay. Go back inside. The closet! The closet! No! No! It's him! No! Chillas. Ugh. Yeah. So, yeah, these are all the donators, I guess. Yeah. So, yeah. That was a game. I really appreciate what Chilla's Art does with these games, and I think they've only ever gotten better. And I love that they've gotten so popular, but yeah. Oh my gosh, these are all the people who donated. It's almost become like a cliche thing now, where VTubers donate to Chilla's Art games on their Patreon, so they can get their image in the game. There's a VTuber right there. I don't read kanji, so I don't know, but yeah. Good job, Chilla's Art. So yeah, this is the game that got me into VTubing. I told my little story at the beginning. But yeah, so that was a good couple of hours of playing Chilla's Art games. Escape. Okay. Yeah, I will move over to just chatting. And I will... There we go. Hi. I've been meaning to talk with one of my friends about fixing that comment box so it'll work. Oh, hang on. Escape. Tab. Get out of the game. Okay. I will just close the window. Okay. So, yeah, that was fun. I've been wanting to play it for a while. Just because I feel like it's nostalgic for me because it's kind of what made me want to get into doing vtubing. Uh, so yeah. So next week, I'm gonna try to figure out a few things. I think I'm gonna try to put out on Twitter a call for VTubers to share their PNGs because I do want to do a tier list stream. I'm not sure if I'll do that for this week or next week after that. Um, I'm going to have to look through my games and figure out what I'm going to play for Horror Sunday. I'll probably continue Smushy Come Home on Tuesday because that's such a nice, relaxing game. And I really love it. I'll do my usual Thursday night work along. And yeah. So I hope everybody's doing well, that everybody's had a good weekend. I will be back on Tuesday. As usual, Mondays are off. Mondays are for meetings with Balance of Seven. So that's why I don't stream on Mondays. And yeah, yes, I will raid. Who is up? Let's take a look. Who is raiding? Who are we raiding today? Ocha's playing Satisfactory, or yeah, Satisfactory. Ella's playing Minecraft. Genki is playing Final Fantasy. Do you guys have a preference? I always try to make sure we get to somebody who could use some views. Do you want to see Ocha again? Or so Minecraft, you want to do Minecraft. Okay, LT, we'll go raid Ella. So, let's see. Let's see. Summon Ella Capella. Okay. All right. We will go ahead and raid Ella. And I will see you guys next time. And figure out how to do shoutouts too. I need to do that because I'm a little bad at doing that. So I'm going to get better at all of this stuff. I promise. All right. So take care. Have a wonderful afternoon. Bye.